Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be discussing Fizz. So Fizz is incredibly broken at the moment. He is sat at like a 58% win rate if you are building him optimally. This is Stormsurge and Lichbane. But I will discuss those in a second. Other than that, I do need to discuss some other things. But if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. So 14.1 Stormsurge is an incredibly strong item at the moment. It looks like it's going to be the optimal way to play a lot of assassins with the way it's been balanced. Magic pen, movement speed, high burst potential, all of these make it a very strong burst assassin item. But to begin with, I want to cover the runes for Fizz. So Fizz is most likely going to run Electrocute at the moment. Dark Harvest is more of a snowballing option, but you can still run it. It's not going to be a huge DPS loss, and it will scale a lot better than Electrocute. However, Electrocute is good, strong for trades. It's also very easy to proc with his combo, with like Q, W auto, Q, E auto, stuff like these can all really easily proc Electrocute. You can also just auto W auto. Things like this, like really strong trading patterns. Sudden Impact, really powerful rune on Fizz. He does dash a decent amount with both Q and E, and as these are on relatively short cooldowns, you can make use of the rune and the cooldown the rune has. Eyeball Collection, really good for snowballing. It's the best on that slot. And then Treasure Hunter can be swapped out for the likes of Relentless. I do mention this, like, if you want a bit more movement speed and you want to be more mobile around the map, then Relentless is a great option. Treasure Hunter, however, if you're just looking to get items completed, is still a very strong option. For secondary tree, Coup de Grace, really powerful as like a damage, low health damage rune. However, I've seen people take the likes of Transcendence as Scorch. They are both very powerful as a pairing. With less accessible CDR, then Transcendence's value has gone up. Scorch has been a very powerful rune for a while, ever since it buffed it. But if you're going the precision tree, then Triumph, Coup de Grace, still a very standard combo, still very strong at the moment, and I would very much recommend going these as like a standard kind of baseline. For your kind of like substat slots, double adaptive is the way you want to go. However, you can run CDR if you are not picking up a lot within like the later items, and you're not taking Sunlight Transcendence, and something like CDR can be very valuable. However, you do want the burst, so you can get the activation of Stormsurge more effectively. Then for the last slot, obviously flex armor, MR, and health depending on game. Armor and magic resist more for laning phase. Health if you're not too sure what you're laning against and you want a bit more accessible scaling. So, moving on to builds, this is the main thing here. So, D-Ring for a while has been better than Corrupting Pot. I would very much just recommend always D-Ring starting, unless you are very confident you're going to get like Dark Seal stacks on an invade, or you can kind of just abuse the laning phase, something like that. For core, you are very much looking to power Stormsurge. Stormsurge is an incredibly strong item. It has 100 AP, I believe. I'm going to quickly go that line. So yeah, 100 AP, 10 magic resist, 5% movement speed. On top of this, it has the Storm Raider, dealing 35% of champions maximum health within a short duration, applies School, and grants movement speed. School is, after a few seconds, strike the target, dealing magic damage. If the target dies before the strike, it detonates immediately, dealing damage in a large area, and grants bonus gold, which is a very, very strong effect. It allows for assassins to have insane snowball potential, do insane amounts of burst damage, and if you pair it with the likes of Lichbane, which is a very strong burst option, then it creates really lethal combos. For the most part, you are going to be going Sorks. They did end up nerfing Lucids a bit. It got its price reduced a decent amount, but you are more looking to just be a burst assassin with this build, and Sorks is the way you want to go with that. Lichbane had a slight buff. It went up by 25% on the AD scaling of it. It also now has 40% attack speed bonus on the attack, so more generous with the Sheen proc. On top of this, if you're looking for options past these two items, as this is your standard 2-item core, this is what's making him so strong. The Medjai's, if you have the Dark Seal stacks, which you should hopefully be picking up with this strong 2-item core, then yeah, Medjai's really strong option. I believe it is 100 gold cheaper. It used to be 1,600. It is now 1,500, which is even better of a pickup. Rabadon's makes for a great third slot item. It had 20 more AP slapped on top of it. Lost 5% of the scaling, which makes it better as an early option, worse as a late option, but still a very strong mid-slot option here for Fizz. Zonya got changed a decent amount. Seekers is now the component which you want for the stasis activation. Zonya's itself has a lot more AP on top of it. No CDI, I believe, and 50 armor, I want to say. Yeah, these stats. Oh, okay. Maybe not. I don't know. What I'm reading here is 80 ability power, 45 armor, which I think is wrong, actually. So yeah, 125 AP, I believe, and 50 armor is what Zonya's now has, which is very nice for stat line. No CDR does hurt a bit, but still very good stat line for AP. Crypt Balloon is the way I'm going to recommend going for the most part on a lot of these mages. It has more strengths in having a... it's cheaper. It has ability haste, and it has a strong, well, I mean, it has a unique passive, which Void Staff doesn't have. What you are losing in the 10% Magic Pen is very much made up for it in the other stats. However, if you are into a very tanky team, then Void Staff is still a very strong option. Crypt Balloon, not as strong in those situations, but still pretty good at the moment. And then if you're looking to be really snowbally and enemy comp is not picking up a lot of magic pen, magic resist, then the likes of Shadow Fame is an insanely good option for dealing huge amounts of burst damage, as it now does critical damage below 30% health. So Fizz is in a very strong spot at the moment. Kind of comes off the back of already being very strong last season after receiving buffs towards him towards the later part. But yeah, Fizz, really powerful against a lot of the champions at the moment. The likes of Hui, who's pretty popular. Asol, he really dominates in that matchup. And yeah, the other part which I want to talk about. So I'm going to be hosting in-houses and like scrims kind of style things on my Twitch channel, which I will go live at around 5 o'clock GMT today. So if you're looking to like participate and you want to get some practice on the patch rather than just instantly going to solo queue, but I would very much recommend kind of tuning in, hopping in. I mean, everyone should be very friendly, and yeah, we're just going to try and get some practice, play some of the new items, and should be a good experience. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you there. Goodbye.